Okay, have you ever stopped and wondered why some things in English are the way they are? Like, why do we say make an effort, but then we say do your homework? Why make a mistake, not do a mistake? It can feel kind of random, but I promise you there's a secret to it, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
Right. So the key to sounding way more fluent, way more natural in English, it really lies in understanding these word partnerships. It's the big difference between just knowing a bunch of words and actually knowing how to use them like a native speaker. So, how do we know which words are supposed to go together? Why do some combos sound so perfect, while others just sound, well, wrong? Let's dive in and find out. The answer has a fancy name, collocation, but don't let that intimidate you. All it means is that some words are like best friends. They're just used together all the time. Think of them as word partnerships. Native speakers use them constantly without even thinking about it. Seriously, learning them is one of the best shortcuts to fluency you can find. This right here shows you exactly what I mean. We grab fast food, not quick food. A car has a powerful engine, not a strong engine, and we all make a mistake sometimes, we never do a mistake. Now, grammatically, the other versions aren't technically wrong, but to a native speaker, they just sound off. And that is the power of collocation. Okay, let's tackle the two verbs that probably cause the most headaches for English learners. I'm telling you, getting make and do right will have a huge impact on how natural you sound. Here's the most important thing to remember, a really simple rule of thumb. Think of make when you're creating or producing something new, and use do when you're just performing a task or an action that already exists. Let's look at some examples to make this crystal clear. So check this out. This really shows that create rule for make. You create a difference. You create progress. You create friends. Hey, you even create a mess. Do you see the pattern? All these phrases are about producing some kind of new result. And now let's look at do. See, it's all about actions and tasks. You do your homework. You do the shopping. You do exercises. You're not creating something brand new. You're just completing an activity. It's a really subtle difference, but it's super important. Great. Now that we've got a handle on make and do, let's just keep going and rapidly expand our vocabulary with some other essential word partnerships you are going to hear every single day. Just look at these common pairings with have and take. We have a good time. We don't make a good time. And we take a break or take an exam. There's no deep, complicated rule here. These phrases are just baked into the language's DNA. And this is a perfect example, right? A simple phrase like have a nice day uses one of these standard collocations. Using these little phrases correctly is exactly what makes your English flow so much more smoothly and sound totally natural in your conversations. Okay, let's keep it rolling. You break a promise or you break the ice at a party. You catch a bus or you catch a cold. Again, these aren't rules you can figure out with logic. They're just partnerships you learn and remember together as a team. And here's one last set of really valuable pairs for you. You pay attention, you don't give attention. You keep a secret or you keep in touch. I'm telling you, these collocations are absolutely everywhere once you start listening for them. So we've seen a whole bunch of examples, but what's the big picture here? Why is spending time on this so important? This really just says it all, doesn't it? Collocations are the bridge that takes you from just knowing a list of words to actually using the language with real confidence and style. It's about making your speech more efficient, your meaning clearer, and yeah, ultimately sounding more like a native speaker. So as you go about your day-to-day, listening to music, watching a show, talking to people, here's my challenge for you. What new word partnerships are you going to start to notice? Because the moment you start looking for them, you will see them absolutely everywhere. Happy learning.